Long ago, the gods foresaw that the fury of mortal combat would lead to the destruction of the realms. Every warrior has been summoned to face this final challenge. Their survival will depend on their ability to fight.
Well, the idea behind Armageddon was just, you know, the finality of it all. It's this epic battle. I mean, you know, the good, the evil, that coming together, they're clashing, and we felt it was just, with this current hardware, this was the time to just blow it out and have this crazy, huge, epic battle with all the characters. And it's about finality, and it's about redemption and craziness and all that kind of stuff. So you'll see some of the story in the opening trailer, or excuse me, the opening FMV, and then as you play in Conquest, you'll learn more of the story and the backstory and what's going on. What we're doing in terms of the fighting styles is we're looking at having 2 fighting styles per character. So the idea is, you know, some will have 1 weapon and 1 hand-to-hand. We're toying around with the idea of having characters that have 2 weapon fighting styles or 2 hand-to-hand fighting styles. The new stuff about the combat is the aerial combat lets, you know, people do combos and stuff in the air. So instead of just fighting on a horizontal plane, there's actually fighting going on in the vertical plane. And there's actually another thing called parries, where you can, you know, block and return punches and switch combos and switch things up with the other players. So instead of just fighting on the ground, jumping, coming down, the air combat is really all about fighting in the air. We're bringing back the Conquest mode, which we've been evolving over the course of the last 3 games, and this one just is head and shoulders above all the other ones. I mean, it just blows it away in terms of the graphics, the gameplay, the storyline. This new Conquest is pretty much like its own adventure game, you know, built in MK. So it has the storyline with the 2 characters, and the good and the evil, and you have to explore and find different things. You go into different worlds. You get to see, you know, areas of the MK mythos, you know, in 3D. And between the graphics and now the gameplay, which has, you know, multi-directional fighting, and you can have 5, 10, 15 characters on screen, we think we've really evolved the Conquest series, considering where it started at Deadly Alliance and where it is right now. Really excited about the Create a Fighter feature, because it lets people, you know, basically create their own character from scratch. And the idea is, you know, they pick male, they pick the female character, they do all the costume stuff, but it's not just cosmetic, because it actually allows you to assign moves. So your punches, your kicks, you can come up with your combos, you can come up with your taunts. It's really exciting, because it just lets people make their own favorite character. You know, there's like parts from other characters, so like you can pick, you know, someone's wristbands from one character that you liked, or other things, and mix and match and come up with your own combos, plus a ton of new pieces that people have. And you know, and the real cool thing is take it online. So, you know, if you have high speed, play it on your Xbox, play it on your PS2 against strangers, friends, or whatever, and it'll be just cool to see all these new characters fighting, because, you know, it's people's imagination. The idea behind Create Fatality is, instead of just doing it, hitting the button combo and sitting back and watching the fireworks, it's actually, you string them together. So you have a set amount of time that you have, you know, this amount of time to do the first one, and then it keeps getting gradually shorter. So the good players can really string them together and, you know, rip the guy's head off and throw it at him, and, you know, punch him in the gut and do all these different things, where, you know, more of a beginner player might be able to do 1 or 2. The really advanced players that really got the timing down, they could string, you know, we're looking at 5 to 6 in a row. So the idea is that it's more interactive now. It's not passive, but you're actually doing stuff. And the idea that, you know, people come up with their own combos for these fatalities will make it really exciting. Instead of just, you know, watching it, you're actually doing it now. So we think people are going to like that. In terms of online, there's going to be the fighting, and there's like another thing that we can't really talk about right now. But the whole idea is we want to expand what we started with the first game. We feel it was pretty successful in terms of the playability and the actual feeling like you're really playing in real time without the lags that some of the fighting games have. So we want to keep building on that. We want to look at the lobby system. We want to do some tweaks. We're not going to, you know, totally reinvent the wheel. We're just going to keep improving upon that. There's a pretty good possibility we could be doing some next-gen stuff. We're looking into different opportunities and different things, and it's pretty safe to say there could be one, but right now we're just focusing on the finality and the epic battle with Armageddon.